Welcome back to my channel. I am Ade, the Black Carnivore, and I am really excited to introduce tonight Ebonie. She has an amazing story, and I really want to hear it and share her with the whole community. We actually have some really awesome people in our carnivore community, and I want to, begin to highlight as many as I can because, we all have a story to tell. So without further ado, let's hear from Ebonie.
Yes, and thank you for the platform that you
Mm-hmm.
have established for us to come together and have support. I think that's very important in this lifestyle, the support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is
Yes,
definitely very different. So you got to have a community. So
yes.
why don't you tell me like how you got started? I mean, how did you hear about eating this way? What brought you to do it and what were some of the benefits that you saw?
Okay, yeah. So I first started off hearing from her name is Body Sciences 81, I believe on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah, yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
I know.
familiar?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, she opened the door to my thought process of looking deeper into
Mhm.
foods and understanding, what's the
So
benefits
actually,
they provide. And
for everyone who doesn't
mhm.
know who she is, she's the body scientist on YouTube, and I think she's on Facebook as well, or Instagram as
Instagram
well.
too, both.
And
Hmm.
she is very focused on eating animal fats and in terms of bringing about health. And I did reach out to her. I hope that one day she can come on the podcast. But yeah, she's very interesting. So go ahead.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm friends with her on Instagram, so I will definitely message her to say, hey, that would be so
Yeah,
awesome if she can
yeah.
come and talk because she'll be awesome to talk. Yes,
Yeah,
but
and
that's how
as
I
I
kind of.
understand it, she's also does pole dancing for as an art form, and I think it's really interesting to look at femininity and how we live in our bodies, and living in an attempt to be stronger, not weaker in the way that dieting can make us. So I just really appreciate her message.
Definitely, and not only that, she's not just talking about it. She went to school for it, so she really has
Hmm.
a strong background on what she's talking about. So it really opened
Hmm.
the door to my thought process of understanding what we are putting in our bodies. So from
Hmm.
her opening that door, it kind of brought me into different groups and different outlets where I was able. I can't even really tell you how I came across carnivore. It just like really from that door, it kind of opened from there,
Hmm.
and it just and I was able to try it because I'm never. I don't want to always dismiss things. I've been vegan. I have been vegan. I've been everything. Like I did Atkins.
Yeah.
I love Atkins. That was my favorite. When I was a little girl. That was my favorite. But
Yeah.
I will never deny something. So I just like to try and just see how things work for my body. And
Hmm.
I tried it, and I really fell in love with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you found out about it, or you sort of were led to it through her.
Hmm.
What? How long ago was that? When did you start trying it?
Okay, so let's see here. I started carnivore in July. As far as finding body sciences and taking care of my body, because I really first started just exercising and just focusing on, this just taking care of my body more or less than anything, and that's really kind of what carnivore is all about. So it was levels to me finding that, but
Mm-hmm.
in that, I was able to find carnivore, and it really is something that I can definitely see myself. A lot of people find themselves stumbling and feeling like they need more, or they want carbs, and I was definitely there too. But and I'm still I'm it's only been July, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
super new. Like you've been in it for years, so I'm just speaking from how I feel myself. But I really feel that it's something that I can specifically stick with because I really thought that I wouldn't be able to with potatoes. That's one thing that I thought would be my weakness, and I would like potatoes. There's no way I would not be able to eat potatoes. But now
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't have that desire, and when I do try to eat it, I don't enjoy it. So it's like, well, it's no purpose in it. So, and that's just
Yeah.
how I feel now. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and that's how I always be. And I'm just, it's levels to it. I feel too.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at
Yeah.
now.
That's well, okay. That's awesome. So, I
Yeah.
would love to hear, like, what you first did, like when you first it started in July. Like, how did you
Mhm.
approach it? What did you eat?
Mhm. Mhm. I was mostly eating beef. I was eating a lot of steak,
Mm-hmm.
and I love breakfast already. So bacon and eggs was always my go-to. So it was a lot of steak and breakfast. And then I kind of got tired of steak. I didn't really like it as much, and I started just eating a lot of some chicken. And then I found a pork loin, and when I got the air fryer probably about August. And when I tried the pork loin in the air fryer, it was like it was just like I don't know. It was like I don't. I'm stuttering. Like I can't. There's no words for the how awesome it is. Like and then
Yeah.
after that, it's like I just been on pork and chicken. That's really what I've been on. But I still eat breakfast. I still do that part, the bacon and the egg. But I love chicken and pork, and that's just where I'm kind of stuck at right now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. We roll through
Yeah.
all of the things that we like. And I mean, that's a great
Yeah.
thing about eating this way is that you can finally, without guilt, enjoy the foods that taste the best to us. So, yeah.
And then now that you say that, I was just thinking the other day, I had just ate a whole bunch of chicken. And then I was feeling like I ate something bad, but I was like, no, you just
Yeah.
ate chicken.
Yeah.
That was it. So yes, I can understand that. It's so deep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what were some of
Yeah.
the benefits that you noticed early on?
Yeah. So as far as my knees, I didn't really take care of them. I kind of fell on them a lot when I was younger, and I was running on cement hard and just not taking care of my knees. So I really had problems with that when I was just eating, regular standard diet. And once I really took that out, and I can just like I was just today. I went to the grocery store and I was looking for I was looking for meat, lunch meat, and I was trying to bend down to get it. Usually I would do it from a different way, but I was able to do it with my knees, and I was just so excited, and I just was doing a little extra, just excited that I could do it, like. So just little stuff like that, because that is where it's at for me. My knees are my issue. That was my
Right.
issue where I had inflammation. But I really
Yeah.
never had issues with dairy. I didn't have issues with dairy, so I mean, I'm able to, use that and not have problems with my knees. But when I see that, that's
Yeah.
one thing I can definitely say. Knees,
Yeah. Now,
yes.
I looked through your profile on Facebook, and you're like definitely into the cute high heels and the cute looking toes, which don't get me wrong, it's a look I love, but high heels always made my knees hurt. So now,
Mm.
is that like you're good? Like there's no problems there?
I never had problems with my knees with high heels. It would just
Okay.
be just random like issues with my knees. It would never just be with heels. No, I can't say that,
Yeah. Okay.
but I
Nice.
do love heels.
Yeah.
And it's so much nicer with lesser weight walking in them now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I still
Yes.
struggle. I mean, even to today, I don't know.
Mm.
I all my life it was like, oh, why can't I walk in these things? But
Well,
you know,
maybe specific ones. They have the wedges. Maybe the wedges would be best for you. What about the wedges?
I don't know. It's all about balancing. It's a whole
Mm.
thing. Like I'm like, why didn't I do like what Marsha Brady did when I was a kid? I would have had this down, just a book on my head, walking on my tippy toes. But I
Well,
didn't do it.
practice makes perfect. Well, still,
Yeah.
it's never too late. It's never too late. I still walk around the house with them and dance on them too. I do.
Yeah.
That is definitely one thing I was going to mention too. As far as like with the carnivore, that's it's definitely been very important in my life. But the exercise is as well. But finding something that I really enjoy, and dancing is something that I've been able to find and really enjoy. And like I said, I love it. I walk around the house, dance, and with my heels
Mhm.
too. So I think that's something that can help with as well. You know.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what were some of the reasons that you decided to go carnivore? I mean, was there anything else you were trying to heal, or was it just your knees, or what were you trying to do?
Well, as far as the like I said, the health. I really wanted to make sure that I was putting good stuff in my body and making sure that whatever I was doing, it was something that I knew was good for me, and taking away the things that weren't good for me, and seeing the foods that affect my needs, and and understanding that. So it was just like that was really what made me want to focus on it and moving outside of the propaganda and the thought process that vegetables are so important, and it's just that has to be what it is. I mean, I was definitely there. I was definitely there. I
Yeah.
remember feeling bad, like if I didn't have a vegetable with a plate. I remember that. So it's like just getting out of
Hmm.
that mindset, and it's really what I'm grateful for the carnival for.
Well, I
Definitely.
mean, that's actually pretty impressive that you would step out of that mindset. I mean, most people, like what we're talking about doing, what we're doing is going totally against the grain of
Against.
everything that we've ever
Hmm.
been taught, everything that every authority tells us. So, it's a certain kind of personality that's willing to do this at all anyway. So yeah, I mean, I think that's really impressive that you decided to go that route. And, but the body scientists must have done a really good job at planting those seeds. I really appreciate
He
that.
really
Um,
did.
yeah,
He did.
yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
So, how does the rest of your family feel? Do they think you're crazy, or are they like, well, maybe?
I'm not really too close with my family, unfortunately, so I can't really, be like, yeah, my mom said this or my dad said this. But as far as my father, when I do, I'm able to speak to him, and because I do live out of state, so I'm a whole 2,500 miles away from home. But when I
Mm-hmm.
do go home, they are all, this the standard diet, and then
Yeah.
it's just normal, and it's like, well, when they see that I just eat, just a piece of meat and some eggs, it's like, well, what? That's it? Like, or what? What?
Yeah.
What? And it's
Yeah.
always a negative thought process. So I just say to myself with it, I don't even talk to the, I just don't think that that's. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's definitely something that needs to be, addressed too. It's like kind of, you don't have to tell everybody, which you don't have to, do that. Just you have to have your own mind, and then when you have
Mm-hmm.
other people in your mind, sometimes it can they can get
Yeah.
in your head and say, oh, well, maybe, and oh, yeah, no, maybe they
Yeah.
are right. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
have to be your own person. And when you were saying, as far as having, you know, having the thought process to even do this, you have to
Yeah.
be your own. You have to have your own mind.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can't go with what everybody else say. You have to use your own mind. And I think that's important in life in general.
Yeah. Well, we're launching right into the holiday season. So, what are you going to do for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's? I don't know. What's the plan?
Well, the one thing that I was really well, the one thing, okay, I see I'm breathing. I'm still like, okay, dressing is the one thing that I was feeling like I really, was gonna really be struggling. Like I need to have it. But now that I
Mm-hmm.
found, well, we have the carnivore version. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good. Like, okay, okay, that's the only thing. Like, that's really the only thing I was worried about. I'm not even worried about potatoes. You see that? I wasn't even worried about potatoes. I'm so proud of myself. I'm just saying, like, I am. I am. I am.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I am very pleased for you. I'm very pleased. I know that
Thank you.
that carnivore dressing recipe that's going around in the group. It's going to be a lifesaver for a lot of people. So I'm
Mm.
really pleased. And when you make it, please tell me how it turned out and how you liked it.
I
I
definitely
think that
will. I'm
that's
gonna
really
take pictures
important.
and all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Please do.
Yes.
For me, I think it was hardest to let go of like the cranberry sauce and the candied yams along with the stuffing. But it's like the holiday has, even though turkey is supposed to be the center, as we talk about Turkey Day, all of that. Nonetheless,
Yes.
that's not what's at the center. It's the sides that became the center. So, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So you have a plan for Thanksgiving? It's going to be the carnivore stuffing plus turkey, or
Chicken, definitely some pork.
okay?
Definitely. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking crab legs too, just
Oh,
because, there's also
yum!
seafood in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the holiday season, will you have the same set of issues for Christmas, or what's your situation?
Well, see, it's just me and my children, and they
Hmm.
don't really think about food like that. They just like
Hmm.
they really don't think about food like that. So it's
Lucky them.
really
Yeah.
and lucky me too a little bit because I don't
Hmm.
have to be like so influenced as well. But I mean, I don't have that influence, so I'm grateful for it. I don't have it,
Yeah.
that influence to be like, oh, I don't.
Yeah. So the kids
So
will say,
yeah,
"Oh, mommy, you're just doing another one of your things." So yeah, we're fine with chicken and pork for Christmas. That's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm not
Well,
hungry, one of the
yeah.
two. hmm
Well, that's actually really awesome. I'm very happy that you have that kind of support, because a lot of people, like, their families, go nuts, and they're like, "What? Not not this, that, and the other, and where's the cake and all the things?" And so at least you have a family that is, if not like overtly supportive, at least they are not undermining.
Right, right.
Yeah,
They're at the age where they're not there yet, so I guess I'm not quite there yet. But I guess I gotta be
yeah.
prepared.
Well,
Yeah.
and everybody likes meat. I mean, I don't know. As a kid, like, there was no trouble getting me to eat that. It was the vegetables that was the whole battle. But yeah, do they like
Right.
meat, or do you have any difficulties with them?
Well, no, they do like me. They love
Hmm.
me, so I didn't have difficulties. But you know what? When I did transition over to carnivore, I love salad. So that I can definitely say was one thing. Like, oh, I really want a salad. I really want a salad. And I can't say that I didn't, end up eating one. And it's like, well, yeah,
Hmm.
I thought it was way more than what it was. It's not, So it's like, I
Hmm.
think that that's maybe important too to just say, okay, if you have a craving for something, just eat it and then just see that it's not what you thought it was, and just keep it
Right.
moving. That's how I
Yeah.
think it really helped me grow.
Well, what do you
Yeah.
think you really were craving about the salad? What was it that you thought was so good?
All the different stuff in it because I like to put lots of different stuff in it. Like
Okay.
tomatoes, onions, pickles, olives. I mean, I like to just throw a whole bunch of different stuff in it, and I guess it made me feel like I guess it just made me feel like I was doing something. I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just loved it. The
Yeah.
crunchiness. I can't explain it. I don't know. But when I did eat it again, it was like, hmm,
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I did. So I think it's
Yeah.
so mental. Everything is so mental. It's
Hmm.
so mental.
I mean, I think the same was true for me. I thought that I really missed it, and I realized it was the salad dressing that I missed. And very often it was the sweetness in the salad dressing that I missed. So once I had the vegetables, after my palate had really been cleansed, it was kind of like, why did I think this was good? I don't know.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense to me now that you say it like that. That's probably what it
Hmm.
was for me too.
Yeah.
Okay, the sweetness.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
sugar is and sweetness. It's a very, very powerful, very powerful drug. So we shouldn't
It
undercut
is.
that. Yeah.
No. No. Agreed.
So have you lost any weight? Have you had any health gains since you started in July? Tell me about that.
Well, I would say that I never stepped on a scale from starting, and I started as far as with exercising and taking care, or thinking I'm taking care of myself was in March of 2019. But from there, it's just I never got on a scale, so I would say for my clothes, I can definitely see a difference, and I can see difference in my bone structure. How my
Hmm.
shoulders are, and I can see difference from visually looking. But I stay away from the scale, and I don't know. Some people may think that that wasn't a good thing, but I didn't really want to focus on that so much. I really wanted to focus on the health aspect more or less than anything. Like, okay, yeah, if you lose weight that's
Hmm.
awesome, but really it's all
Hmm.
about taking care of everything that you can't see. Taking care of
Yeah.
everything that you can't see.
I
Yeah.
love that approach. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so easy to step on a scale, and it's so easy to focus on that number. but that number doesn't really tell you about the true health of your body. And so stepping away from it, I'm very proud and very impressed. That was a very courageous thing that you did, and that's awesome. Using your clothes as a guide is a great way. It's a great approach, and it can help, ease some of that hysteria and anxiety that comes up around the scale.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you can see the difference, that means there really is a pretty significant difference, because a lot of times, I have people like they're looking at the scale, they see themselves, but they don't really see. It's very hard to remember, what you looked like. I mean, even yesterday to today, it's hard to remember a difference, forget about like 3 months ago. So without a photograph or an article of clothing, you're really not going to be able to discern a difference. So I know for me, when I was losing weight, I just kept an outfit in the front of the closet, and each week I would try it on. And each week the jeans would come up a little bit higher, a little bit higher, almost able to zipper them. Yeah. But that gave me more motivation than looking at the number on the scale.
Yeah. Well, I will also say, because you kind of mentioned as far as being able to see the difference, I will say that because I was about a 16, 18 when I first, started with this, and I'm probably about a 6-ish, 8-ish now. I don't really, it was moments when
I'm sorry, you're a what?
I'm a 6-ish, 8-ish. 6-8-ish. I want to say that.
I mean, that is not a little difference. That's huge. Huge. I'm sorry, 16, 18, 6'8". That's a lot. That's a lot of sizes there. What is that, like 5 sizes, 6 sizes? That's a lot.
Right.
That is a tremendous success. And this is since March of last year or since July?
March of last of 19.
Yeah. So,
but you know what? I don't know what the exact amount, because like I said, I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Well, I would say in July I was about a 14. I was about a 14 in July. So yeah.
Wow.
Definitely, because it was a stall. Like I said, I was vegan, and I was doing all kinds of stuff when I was first started. So I would say the bulk of the outer is definitely from carnivore. I would definitely say that. I feel like I do.
Yeah.
Yes, but what I was going to say was, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to mention this real quick. As far as losing the weight from the 16 to going to the 6, it's like sometimes I would see myself and I would still not really see myself. So, I think I don't want to just make it seem like I just was like, oh yeah, I really, it was moments when I still felt like I wasn't that, but I think that helping not using the scale kind of helped me just.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have been such a huge fan of taking pictures. And when I was losing weight, I took a photograph every single day, full on front and then sideways. And then I would make a collage and over time, I had enough photographs of me in the same outfit that I could do a collage of me in the same dress over a 6-week period. And so I could see the difference of me coming down. And for a long time during my weight loss period, I just had this habit where 1 week I would lose 2 pounds, the next week 0, then the next week 1.2, then the next week 0, and then 1.6, and the next week 0. And so I had to accept that, first of all, this was my pattern, 0 pounds every other week. And but I started to, really compare the photograph during that 0 pound loss. And I could still see, a little extra wrinkle here and a little extra pucker there. And I could tell the dress was getting looser, even on those weeks when I lost 0 pounds. But that was the only thing that kept me going. Because if I couldn't see that, I'd be like, oh, shoot, this isn't working. Let me go get some M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. That's so awesome.
So for you, as you were like flipping from diet to diet, like that would suggest to me that it was like, you were sort of having a hard time seeing that success or feeling like you had quite hit your home base, because, you wouldn't be continuing to look, if you felt like you had.
Well, I would say I'm always a knowledge seeker, so I'm always looking for like what really was was bad. So I wouldn't say that was because I didn't get on the scale, so it really wasn't mostly about that. You know what I'm saying? It really was
Right.
mostly
Right.
about right here inside, and I was really trying to focus on finding that. And it's like, okay, well, no, well, make no, you know. So it's like, okay, what's best for me? And that's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't feel like I found it, so I just needed to
Yeah.
find it. I guess
Yeah.
that's what it was.
So that's
Yeah.
interesting though that you went from a size like 18 to a size 14 in the course of a little over a year, and then in a little over 4 months you lost another 4 sizes, or you went from 14 to an 8. I mean, that's pretty significant. Wow.
Agreed, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. That's
Yeah.
why I say, like, I was like, wow, I'm so glad I kept searching. I didn't feel comfortable, you know. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I gotta feel comfortable and like, oh yeah, I'm good. Or, oh,
Yeah.
it'll come, or you know, let me just be patient, you know. So I think
Yeah.
it's good to always seek knowledge and keep finding what's best for you.
Yeah. So do you
Yeah,
do any fitness, or what's your deal?
yeah. I mean, I definitely do fitness as far as like dancing. So let's see, I started in March of 19, and then I decided that I wanted to. I was doing treadmill mostly, and like dancing on a treadmill with my weights is what I really kind of started with doing. I kind of got tired of the treadmill and started more or less dancing on the ground and just dancing. So I developed a Instagram, a Facebook channel, and a YouTube as well, like just dancing and to motivate other people to move as well as like to inspire them to just be motivated in life. So that's what I do.
Uh-huh.
Like, so yeah, I'm definitely into fitness. I roller skate as well. That's one of my favorites. And I
Yeah.
hula hoop. So this random stuff that that's enjoyable
Yeah.
to, so it don't seem like it's exercise. It's really what I do.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm going to have to
Yeah.
link your YouTube channel below, and also on my channel, I try to feature and support other Black carnivores who have channels. So I will definitely put yours
Awesome.
up there as well. So that's
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Yes.
fantastic.
Awesome.
Um,
Thank you.
and I love that you roller skate too and hula hoop. I used to love doing that as a kid. Now as an adult, like I can get out and do a little loop around the rink, but I kind of am like, oh, if I fall, that's it. I'm almost 50 now. Like I don't have any more falls left in me.
Well,
Um,
don't think about the fall. Just think about the enjoyment, and then you won't
yeah,
fall.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I tell myself.
Yeah. And then the hula hooping, like I used to do that with ease as a kid, and then more recently I've tried, and it's like I can't get it to stay up at all. I'm like, I
Well,
used to do
you
this.
may
It
need
was
a
so
weighted
easy.
one because a weighted one will be perfect, and you working the ab even more. So a weighted hula
Uh-huh.
hoop, I would just suggest that. That's what I would suggest definitely for anybody to just to do. And it's fun. You can be watching TV. You can just do anything. Listen to music, and before you
I
know it,
did
you got
not
40
know.
minutes in.
So a weighted
Yes,
one, it makes it so it's heavier, so
I'm
it's
happy to hear.
easier to balance. Is that it, or why
In
is that
my
better?
opinion,
Uh-huh.
it's easier to balance, but it's working the core more than just just a regular core, regular hula hoop. So you're getting more of a workout. So you can compare it. They can compare it to jogging. You can compare it to treadmill. Like it's like 30 minutes of treadmill, 30 minutes of jogging. If you do like an hour of it or 40 minutes of it, compared to that, you can just it's equivalent to that. So it's you really working out. So it's really a good
Okay.
workout.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So,
And
and I can get it on Amazon, or
that's what I was about to say. Like, okay, so I got mine from the Goodwill. I bought two or three of them from the Goodwill, but you can definitely get it on Amazon too. But if you just happen to look up and find it at the thrift store, because they usually always have them, as well as roller skates. I would say that just before you go to Amazon, just check those places. And yeah, Amazon is always just there
so
as well.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on the roller skates, but I am willing to give a weighted hula hoop a try for an hour. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it for an hour. But to start, I would say that you will be sore in your abs. So maybe 10, 20 minutes to start, and then maybe every other day, and then your stomach will get used to it. Just be advised. But other than that, it's
Okay.
awesome.
Hey, but this is the
Don't
work of
give up
getting.
on it. Don't give up
Yeah.
on it when it hurts at first, because it will, because you're
Yeah.
actually doing a lot of working out on the stomach. So
Okay. Okay. And so
Yes.
the rest of your YouTube channels, you do like workout like videos to help people motivate people, or to actually follow you and they work out with you.
And that's a good point that you just mentioned. So right now the videos are just for you to just look at, and just for you to move. And if you want to work out with me, that's fine. But I was
Uh-huh.
thinking um for in 2021 to start doing actual like Zoom classes and having them follow along with me. But more or
Mhm.
less now it's just for you to feel good and for you to just to feel like move, and if you want
Yeah.
to go along, that's fine. So that's how it is
Yeah.
right now. But that's definitely what I'm moving forward to doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
fantastic that you got so motivated to, address your health and to get, to exercise and a lot of people like don't get motivated to do it. So, how about your friends? Do you try to get them to to look at making health changes, or are they all healthy people too? I mean, who we hang out with, like, that also has a big impact on who we are.
Yeah, I don't have friends. I mean, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I mean, I just be in my own little world. I mean, I just be trying to build and grow, and unfortunately, I don't have friends, so I can't relate to that. I'm sorry, but see, I'm
That's
happy
okay.
though. But I would love friends. I'm looking for them. That'll be nice, but I don't right now,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's okay. And you, I'm sure,
unfortunately.
have made friends in the group, in the Facebook group. I
Oh yes,
definitely,
Facebook has been awesome for friends, definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever meet, Arian and Deborah in real life, but I could count them as some of my dearest friends. So,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's really awesome. Yeah, I'm totally going to give your videos a try, and I am going to look at a weighted hula hoop and see how that goes. Because, yeah,
Please.
I had a lot of fun as a kid with the hula hoop.
Yes. Also when I mentioned like the Goodwill thrift stores, just even going into them defining different things like stability balls. You can find all kinds of exercise equipment at the Goodwill for super cheap before you go
Hmm.
purchasing them. So and you
Yeah.
can just find random things that you would never thought of, like oh wow, like oh okay. So this is a good place to look always for
Yeah.
exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Definitely.
So, do you think you've evolved in the way that you're eating now versus how you started in July?
Well, I would say that when you say evolve, I can say that I don't feel like oh well I have to eat this or I have to eat this today or I have to eat that. I can just say this is what I want, so this is what I'm gonna eat. Like
Hmm.
I used to love liver. Now that's one thing I know a lot of people don't really like to eat, but I
Wow.
love liver. I love it. I really do. But now I don't really. I guess because I don't know. I don't really eat it as much. But I just like I said, I'm stuck on chicken and pork and breakfast right now. So that's just where I'm
Hmm.
at. So I'm just I
Hmm.
guess more or less understanding that it's not about feeling like you have to eat certain things. Just eat it. Just eat what you want, and then that's how I feel.
Hmm. Do you measure how much you eat?
I was just going to say that too because I know I don't measure and nor do I take like as far as my blood. I don't do any like measurements.
Hmm.
That is something that I feel like I need to progress towards. So that is definitely something that's been in my thought process so that I can really
Hmm.
track and kind of better understand. Okay, well this is what this is or this is why this happened. It's a better
Hmm.
understanding. But the only main issues that I have is my knees, and that's just the
Hmm.
only thing I have. When I was eating, carbs and
Hmm.
uh, rice and sugars. But
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, but I mean, if you're feeling good, don't mess with it. That's the whole point, is to feel good and to not worry about food and to not have to measure and just, go with it. Do you do any fasting?
exactly. Now I really don't like I don't like to put labels on things, but I feel like
Hmm.
if I'm hungry, I'll eat. If I don't feel like I'm hungry, I won't eat. So
Hmm.
there are times where I won't eat in a day, and there may be times I won't eat 2 days, or maybe time,
Hmm.
I eat 4 times in a day. So I guess I do, but I don't like to put
Yeah.
labels to it. I'll say that because I think it
That
puts stress on it. I really do.
right.
I don't want that. I don't want no stress. I just want to just be free and feel free.
Yeah. Wow, that is fantastic. So that is
Yeah.
exactly the kind of no, exactly the kind of attitude and the approach that we talk about here at Black Carnivore. To just
Yeah.
enjoy the process, relax into it. Eat what your tastes drive you to do, and don't eat when you're not hungry. So that sounds like all the
Exactly.
things. So everything is falling in line. You're, losing a tremendous amount of weight. You're getting healthier, and your knees are not hurting, and you can walk around in those cute shoes with your, cute toes, and yeah, everything's working out. So what's next? Now
Thank
that you
you.
have gotten, now that you have gotten healthy and you've gotten to, some of the points that you wanted, like, why did you want to get healthier in the first place? Was there something that you felt
Oh.
like you wanted to be
Mm.
doing that you couldn't do?
Well, you know, when you say the first place, I started homeschooling my children in about 2018 of October. So when I started homeschooling them, I was feeling like, okay, well, I'm telling them to do this certain things each day, and then I'm having them exercise, and I'm having them do these certain things. It's like, okay, well, what what are you doing specifically? So I felt like, okay, what can I do, and I can hold myself accountable and feel like I don't know. I just it was just something that popped
Mm-hmm.
up in my head to feel like I need to do in order to be like the homeschool mom. So I felt like that's really what led me to say, okay, well, if I'm telling them to exercise and I'm looking at them exercise, I can't just be just looking at them and not doing nothing, you know. So really, because that's what I was doing. Like, okay, hold on, 30 minutes. Hold on, no, that was
Yeah.
15. So I was like, well, and I'm sitting here not doing nothing, you know. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, no, I need to set an example, a good example, you know. So that's really what opened the door for me to just say, okay, not
Mm-hmm.
what my size was, but just health wise, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's really
Yeah.
what opened the door for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is that is really really awesome. I am
Thank
very
you.
impressed. Many people would not do that, and they would just be content to tell their kids to do
Tell the
another
kids to
15
do it.
minutes of gym class. Yeah, and yeah, they
I'm
would
so
not do
proud.
it. So very impressive.
Thank
Um,
you.
so I am really glad that you have done so well, and I hope that you continue to inspire other people. The reason I do these interviews is that, well, first of all, our voices and our faces never get pictured, and our stories are just as powerful, just as important, and are that much more meaningful and inspiring to our own community. So I definitely want to make
Right.
sure that, we have a multitude of voices talking about how the carnivore diet has impacted their lives. So it is amazing to hear from you. Like, everything is golden. It's
Oh,
great.
I'm so happy. Well, I'm just so happy you had this platform, and that's what I'm all about too, inspiring and
Mhm.
encouraging people. I think that that's what we all should be here for, to
Mhm.
inspire someone else, from what
Mhm.
your experience. You never know where they are, and your story could be the story, the experience that inspires them to do the next step. So
Mhm.
that's what it's about. So I'm thank
Mhm.
you for this platform, and I'm so grateful for you allowing me to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
Yes.
so if people have questions or want to contact you, how should they reach out to you?
Yes, as far as my contact information with social media, it's Ebony Introverted Wellness, and that's with an IE. So EBONIE, Introverted Wellness. That's me.
Yeah, so you do seem to be a little bit of an introvert. But I totally appreciate it. I am one too. So I get
Mhm.
it. I get it. And that was a pretty awesome interview. And I'm just so proud of and so appreciate Ebony, everything that she's done. It's really amazing. I was just saying, like, I just think that your story is really inspiring, and I'm really excited to see what you do next. Now that you have more comfort, less pain, like, the world's your oyster, really. Yeah. So
Yes, I'm grateful. Thank you for allowing me here again. I just have to say it again. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's your YouTube channel called so everybody can go see it?
Yes. That's Ebony Introverted Wellness.
Oh, that's the name of your YouTube channel and your
Hmm
And that's where people would
The
find you on
Facebook
Facebook?
and Instagram.
Oh, it's the same on
They're
all
all
of
the
them.
same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same on all of them.
Okay. All
As well
right.
as
So,
gmail.com. So that's my email.
okay. All right. So
Okay.
I'll definitely put all the contact information below. Everyone, I encourage you, go subscribe, follow her, and definitely engage. I think that you'll have amazing content, and I perhaps will do a video of me doing 5 minutes with a weighted hula hoop. If I can get one round of a hoop going, like, I think that's a win. Yeah.
Oh, I love to see it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I really enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you so much. And everybody, I will see you soon. And thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for